Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is your weekly reading for awareness and growth for December 25th through the 31st, 2022. But really, anytime you are here is exactly when you're meant to be, because this is also a timeless reading. So jump on in wherever you start. But before we begin, let's go ahead and get started by creating a sacred container where we welcome in and we invite our higher selves to please join us here at the table, as well as calling upon Christed consciousness to join us here as well. We command our sovereignty in this time, dimension, place, and space, and we disinvite and we disallow all beings, energies, and entities of less than Christed consciousness. And now we set our intentions by calling forth in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We welcome to the table and we invite and to please join us now our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, guardians of the four corners, Mother of the Earth, Father of the Sky, sacred ones. We call upon all of you. We welcome all of you here now. We ask you to please be present with us and help us to understand and to interpret these messages to the best of our knowledge as we receive them. Thank you. So, if you are enjoying the content here on my channel that I'm creating, give me a, this is Christmas. Give me a little Christmas present. Why don't you give me a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe to my channel so you can see it when I post new content, and also any kind of interaction you give me, whether it's a thumbs up, a like, a comment, a share with somebody who might really enjoy this. That really helps my channel grow, and people who have never found me before, they can find me that way. And I really appreciate your love and support. It means the world to me. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can find the link to my shop, ToniSummersTarot.com, down below, or you can find the link to my Instagram at ToniSummersTarot. All the links are down below. Before we begin, we are going to look at the Black Moon astrology cards and the Tarot of the Divine. Are y'all ready? Let us begin. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides of whoever is watching. What guidance and advice do we have for them this amazing, beautiful Christmas and New Year's Eve week? Or if you are celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, Yule, Solstice, it doesn't matter. What is this beautiful energy for this holy, holy week for everyone who is watching? Guidance and advice for this beautiful week for I love this. We literally just moved into Capricorn season last week, but here we have Sagittarius showing up, because it's funny, I'm a Sagittarius myself, and no offense Capricorn, it's always been weird to me that Christmas and New Year's is during Capricorn season. It feels like it should be with us Sagittarians. We like to party, so but showing up this week, let me close that window, there we go. Sagittarius, I see, and we also have Pluto transformation. So I see transformation is on the table this week for those who are watching. Sagittarius, the planet of, Sagittarius is represented by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Okay, so this is really seeing the truth, seeing who you are, seeing your unlimited potential, and allowing yourself to expand and transform. Pluto, the planet way out on the furthest edges of our galaxy, and so this is like where we really have to go out into the deepest reaches of ourselves and really learn about ourselves. So it feels like this is going to be a big week for seeing transformations for yourself, seeing transformations for others, really leaning into change and not being afraid of it, really embracing it. Let me just really fast, I don't want to go into a deep messages because I feel like that's a lot. But it says, with IC for Sagittarius, one thing I wanted to notice is this card number 21. 21 adds up to what? 3. So that's the number of cooperation. It's also the number of codependency, but cooperation, co-creation. So there's a lot, I feel like a lot of, you're going to be seeing a lot of co-creation, cooperation, coordination with people that is going to be quite transformative. And regarding Sagittarius, it does say you are just about ready to hit your mark. It says, Sagittarians are honest, candid, and not afraid to speak the truth. Since this freedom-loving fire sign is not offended by the truth, he is often surprised when others take offense to his words. It's true. I'm often surprised when people get offended by what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm a Sagittarian, so you know that said that. But it says that, jump to the point here. What is the point? It says, good luck, favorable conditions, being open and broad-minded. Okay, so I love that. And then card number 11, transformation with Pluto here. And I love that also because 1 + 1, there's a lot of ways we can look at this. Card number 2, this is the number of partnership, of union, of couples. So it could very much be a transformation within a couple. And the two of you really witnessing and honoring that growth, that change, and seeing it come true. One is like you are looking at yourself in the mirror. So you're literally witnessing and seeing your own transformation this week. And then, you know, it just could, it could very much be, and also regarding the partnership, it's like the two of you are standing side by side, right? And really leaning into this partnership together and allowing change to come naturally. So, you know, like I said, Pluto is the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system. And so because of that, when Pluto shows up, Pluto really does carry the most weight of all of the planets, because it takes so long for it to get here. So it takes a little bit of weight to push it into, right? So this card is very, very powerful when it shows up because this is also the planet of birth, sex, and dreams coming true, right? Or, I mean, dreams, like literally dreams, like dreams telling you stories, being prophetic, things like that. So this is a very powerful week with Sagittarius and Pluto playing together. This is the card of destruction, creation, regeneration, passing away of the old, and bringing in the new. So, it really feels like a big week of just overall change. It could be independent or for a couple. For some of you, this is definitely change and transformation in your, specifically, which is probably just one relationship that's very important or significant. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could just be a partnership, a friendship, you know, children, whatever. But there is a lot of change. Specifically for some of you, this could be a Sagittarian that you're going to be seeing the change through. And I'm trying to remember, Pluto is, the card of death and sex, Scorpio. So for some of you, this could be directly a message for transformation for Sagittarians, Scorpios, or somebody that you know who's a Sagittarius or Scorpio. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into the Tarot of the Divine. Angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, whoever is watching this reading right now, what messages do we have for them for December 25th through the 31st, for the end of the year 2022, the last week of the year for 2022? What a perfect little way to round out the year, starting it with Christmas and ending it with New Year's Eve. So what messages we have for whoever is watching? All right. What is the message for December 25th? What is the message for December 26th? December 27th? December 27th? December 28th? December 29th? December 30th? And December 31st. There we go. And what is the overall high points for this week? And beautiful. And lastly, overall, what do we need to work on this week for our growth? What is it that we need to work on overall this week to see the most growth? Thank you so much, Spirit. So let's go ahead and dive into what we need to focus on this week, okay? Because I think that's a very important energy, the Three of Swords in reverse. I'll let you look at it like this because she is such a beautiful card. This deck is gorgeous. It's one of the prettiest decks I own. The Three of Swords. So when the Three of Swords is in reverse, what we need to focus on is old wounds that we have thought that we healed, that have come back up, that have shown themselves back up this week, okay? And so it could be that you need to focus on healing a little bit more. You need to focus on releasing that pain, releasing the trauma, focusing on the symptoms of what that wound and trauma are showing up in your life, how it's showing up in your life, and focus on, shifting your patterns, shifting your beliefs, shifting your habits around those situations. But also it could be that for some of you, you thought that you've done a lot of work, and maybe a new layer comes up as it does, a new aspect surrounding this healing. Parts that you thought were healed maybe weren't. Okay, and so this energy is definitely coming up. Now I do want to make a I don't see a 3 of Cups on here, so that's good. I do see the 3 of Coins, but I don't see the 3 of Cups. Let's see what's under here. Nope. Okay, good. So I don't feel, for some of you, this could very much be about specifically a relationship that somebody either had an affair or cheated on someone. There was a betrayal, or a third party. Yeah, I mean, this is around third party energy. So for some of you, this is specifically a betrayal that you thought you had healed from, maybe you'd moved on from, you would work through. That might be coming back up for some reason right now, okay? And please don't, when this energy, if it comes back up for you, don't run from it. Don't shove it back down. There's a reason it's coming up, okay? Allow it to feel it, process it. Don't drown it, Spirit is really getting loud about, making sure that we are not running from our feelings. I know so many people, and I'm just as guilty as anybody, and I mean that, of, drowning out our feelings, going and whether it's, doing something like drugs, alcohol, focusing on, drowning yourself in your work, whatever it is, going shopping, just getting on the internet and tuning it out, whatever it is. A lot of us have found very interesting coping mechanisms in the most recent few years with everything that's going on. And Spirit's kind of coming through very loudly saying, okay, it's time to stop coping and it's time to start dealing. It's time to start facing that part that you thought that you'd healed, but you maybe just kind of shoved down. And I'm trying to figure out what is happening now. Oh, it's just a piece of fuzz. I'm seeing like this fuzz on the camera. Give me just a second, y'all. There we go. That's just going to drive me crazy through the reading. So let's just go ahead and take care of it. All right. So there is, I do believe, part of, for some of you, definitely some energy that, you just were like, well, I thought that I dealt with that. Well, maybe you just sort of glossed over the surface and it's time to go a little bit deeper now, okay? And I believe that has very much a lot to do with I see and transformation. So you're really seeing kind of a deeper level, and getting into it, the meat and potatoes of the situation. I love this energy, though. The overall high points for the week: the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. So, the thing is this transformation and allowing yourself to see the truth for what it really is, and allowing yourself to allowing the situation to transform as it will, because it will, okay? Once you see things and you understand things at a different level, things will change. Here's the beautiful thing. The reason this is coming up is to give you a much more stable path going forward. And the thing is this is what you are creating for the future. And so a lot of this is coming up so that you can shed energy, feelings, beliefs, hurts, stuff that you're holding on to that was just sitting there for no reason, okay? The reason why you're doing that is you're shedding it, you're moving it on, you're moving it out so that you have room to create something that feels better out of the ashes. It almost reminds me of the phoenix in the sense that on the other side of this transformation, on the other side of this healing process, I feel like you're going to be walking through looking at some unresolved issues. This transformation leads to now room for what you want, the stable, secure path. The thing is also for some of you, you could be having a abundance block, a block in your flow of wealth and abundance, and that really has to do with unresolved, especially betrayals and partnerships. Okay, because you got to understand, abundance and wealth and sex and romance are just two sides of the same coin. They're all about creation. And so when you release this block that you maybe weren't even aware of, that you thought that you had released, that you thought that you had healed, when you release this really opens up that abundance flow, and you're able to get to shifting into the creational state that you want to be in, and then you're moving in the right direction because you're finally recognizing, maybe I just kind of glossed over that. Now it's time for me to really look at it at more than just a surface level. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. And I love the way we are starting out the week on Christmas. Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. And to the rest of us, to the rest of everybody, love you too. I don't want to leave you out on this day. It's a good day, no matter what. 3 of Coins. I love that. Look at that. Oh, look at that rainbow coming through on my crystal right there. The 3 of Coins, the 3 of Pentacles, working together, collaborating. Like I said, 21 on Sagittarius 3. Collaborating, cooperating, working together. This is a beautiful day where for some of you, by the way, there are a lot of pentacles on the table, I noticed. So for some of you, especially, a lot of coins, I should say. For some of you specifically this week, there is going to be a lot of resolution that leads to a lot more wealth. You're either going to be creating more wealth, you're going to not only open up that abundance block and flow returns, but for some of you, that actually is bringing in new opportunities to collaborate with somebody, to make money, to go into partnership with people, possibly a career raise, promotion, or even a new offer coming in that's a higher pay. There's a lot of money on the table this week. So there's just this beautiful flow that's returning. But this is just the energy of wanting to cooperate, wanting to get along. And for Christmas, this is beautiful energy. This is just the energy of love and joy and peace and getting along and cooperating and working together to focus on, and not coming at each other. So for those of you who are seeing this reading, know that your holiday should be a good one, okay? If you celebrate. Moving into Monday, the 7 of Coins in reverse. So this is kind of where I feel like this energy probably pops up, okay? This is that energy of looking at where did you plant seeds previously that did not work out for you? What seeds have you, and honestly, this is kind of almost like a self-reflective energy because we're moving into the end of the year, okay? In this past year specifically, but this may be a broader picture, okay? You may start to see it may be that you're seeing all the apples on the ground this year from seeds you planted a couple years back, okay? Regardless, and so those apples are making you see that the seeds that you planted, maybe they weren't the right apples. Maybe they didn't bear the fruit that you wanted. Maybe you thought you were planting a lemon tree and you got apples. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, what's happening here on Monday, happy Boxing Day to those of you who celebrate on that day, by the way, is that there's just this energy of self-reflection, of seeing what didn't work, and more than that, seeing what didn't work that you haven't processed, haven't dealt with, haven't felt, haven't experienced the emotion of, so that you can process and let it go. All right. And so I do believe this may be where these two cards kind of come into play, and you're kind of looking at feelings that you thought you dealt with, things that you hadn't, and you're really starting to see, oh, I have it. Okay. So this is just kind of looking at the weeds in the garden of the last year and pulling them out this week. Okay. I'm really getting clear on that on Monday. And it's interesting because then we shift from that energy right into Tuesday on the Queen of Cups. A lot of feelings, okay? You're going to be feeling some kind of way. Let me get just a little bit of clarity here on this one, the Queen of Cups. Please clarify why is the Queen of Cups here. Look at this. Now you've got 3 of the Queens here. You've got the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and I'm sorry, the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Cups, and now the Queen of Swords. The only one that isn't here is the Queen of Wands, and thankfully that's good because she's the drama queen. So I don't see drama on the table, and I'm applauding that. That's a good week to not have drama. There is definitely some feelings here. There's some unprocessed, things that have to be looked at this week. Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands, who was the last one? Oh yeah, 7 of Cups in reverse. It feels like you're going to really be kind of feeling overwhelmed by your feelings, and you're going to really be looking at some unprocessed, really looking at what you don't understand about how things got to be where they are. This is really understanding. It feels like I said, on Monday, we're kind of looking at the weeds that we need to pull out of our garden and trying to figure out what were the seeds we planted that grew these weeds, so we don't plant those seeds again, okay? But then on Tuesday, you're feeling some kind of way, and you're really starting to understand. This is where you're getting to understand what you don't know, okay? Like I said, this energy is definitely all playing together, okay? But this is the energy of seeing what it is you don't know, and finding that out, and kind of understanding how you arrived to what you didn't know, how you arrived to what you did, kind of the whole, how did you get here, okay? How did we get here? And it might feel very overwhelming, and the choices that you've made may be overwhelming, the choices you have to make may be feeling kind of overwhelming. It just kind of drowning in feeling here, okay? I'm feeling a lot of just heavy energy, heavy. I'm really feeling this in my solar plexus. This is kind of like a heavy, self-reflective energy but it's going to be healthy. Let me say this. This is all for the best. You've got all this queen energy here, right? Really stepping into that creation, really stepping into that leadership, that nurturing leader, right? But at the same time, before you can be the nurturing leader, you got to understand where you've been so you can know where you're going. Okay, and so that's part of that. That's really just some pretty heavy energy on Monday and Tuesday. But look what we break into on Wednesday. Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups. Right. You finally have some breakthroughs on Wednesday. You finally realize what parts you thought that you had left behind that you hadn't. Okay, this is really where clarity comes in. So, you know, you're thinking, you're feeling on Monday and Tuesday, and on Wednesday, it's all for it. Okay, on Wednesday, it's all becomes very clear. You understand what parts you need, what parts or people or things or experiences or emotions it is time to cut ties with, and it's time to cut cords from, and it's time to really release those blocks and cords between people, places, things that you no longer need, and let it go. Okay, so it could be feelings, it could be ways of doing things, it could have been actually a person, it could have been an event, an energy you've been holding on to, but whatever this is, it becomes very clear on Wednesday now what you didn't know you were holding on to or didn't know, how you feel about it, and now you can process it. Okay, you just needed a little time to integrate. Monday and Tuesdays, Monday feels like kind of like a hit in the face. Tuesday is like, oh my God, I'm feeling it. And Wednesday, you're kind of integrating it. Okay. I almost want to read the next three cards all together, but we're going to go day by day. Thursday, the 29th, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. Let me get a little clarity. Why, what are we not succeeding at here, y'all? Clarify, why is the Six of Wands here for Thursday? The Knight of Swords. A lot of these nights have been coming up. The Knight of Wands, now the Knight of Swords is showing up, and the Nine of Swords. Wow. So much. All right, you go from Pentacles to Swords here, and Wands. It's really interesting. Oh, you actually come to look at it, you've also got Cups on here. Very balanced reading, honestly. Okay. You're going to be looking at where your losses are, or alternatively, some of you may be experiencing a loss on Thursday. For some of you, this is a direct loss, and that is because you haven't really, okay, look, this is the Nine of Swords. These are your worries, stresses, and fears. These are the things that keep you up late at night. And then there's the Knight of Swords. This is a very fast-moving energy. It's coming in, and it's like you're understanding things very quickly. Well, both of these are in reverse. So what's happening is it feels like for some of you, there is literally, you're going to have a loss of failure, a non-successful moment. And that really comes down to miscommunication, misunderstanding. And for some of you, this is your biggest fear come true. I mean, really and truly. Some of you, this is something that you, and I don't want to like point a finger at you, but I need you to understand so that you can take accountability, take responsibility, and shift energetically, okay? Here's what's happened. Some of you, this is literally your worst fear come true. You're not going to succeed at something, and it's definitely because of a miscommunication or maybe moving too fast, not stopping and listening, something like that. And the reason why you need to take accountability and responsibility is because, what did I say? This is your worst fear come true? Exactly. You manifested it because you were so worried. You were so worried that this would happen. Well, guess what? That's exactly why it happened. And for those of you who are, this is not your story, I need you to hear me. My best friend is constantly telling me, I worry, you know, I worry. And I'm like, and that's why shit happens so much to you. Seriously. And I mean that from the bottom, and I mean that in the most loving way. And like I said, people don't like us Sagittarians because we're a little bit too honest, but it's true. If you would quit worrying all the time, you would stop attracting the things you're afraid of. You need to understand, worry does two things. One, worry is like sitting in a rocking chair. You're rocking, wasting all your time, effort, and energy because you're going nowhere. You're just doing this. Where are you going? Nowhere. That's where you're going, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So that's what worry does. It wastes your time, effort, and energy and go nowhere. Okay? 99% of the time, the things you worry about never even come true. But that's the thing. If you spend an excessive amount of time worrying all the time, if you're just one of those people who's a chronic worrier, I don't mean you're somebody who has an occasional worry, you know, that kind of crops up and, you know, this is just a once in a while kind of thing. I'm talking about, you know who you are. Y'all know who you are. You worry warts. Y'all got to quit because that's exactly why this is going to happen. you manifested it through your fear, okay? Part of that loss is coming up for you to recognize that, to be accountable. Be like, I did this. I literally worried myself so much that I made this come true. I can't get into what happened to me on Friday night because there's a lawsuit, but I'm pretty sure I did that to myself. I'm just going to say my worries about a situation came true. And it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it was much worse than it should have been. And that's the point, you know, it smacks you in the face. So for some of you, you are going to look at this on Thursday and go, ha, okay. It's time to shift my thinking. This was smack dab in your face, like you brought this to yourself, okay? For others of you, this is going to be not a failure, but you're going to actually really see, like I said, it's almost like a very self-reflective week, okay? You're really going to get to look at where your losses were this year and take stock of them. You're going to see how you were the one that kind of brought yourself to the situation, or if you were not involved in the situation, it doesn't matter. The mess and how it was made is going to be very clear to you this week. This is a very, very self-reflective week. It's almost like, you know, you're the mirror. You got that mirror, and I feel like that's probably the title of this week. Look in the mirror, because that's what this feels like. It feels very much like you're looking in the mirror this week. So moving into Friday, coming into that New Year's Eve weekend, we have the Page of Wands. Like I said, I almost wanted to read Thursday, Friday, and Saturday together for a reason. You'll see why here. Why is the Page of Wands here? Devil in reverse. Okay, so there's Capricorn. Here we are in Capricorn season. This is about really making toxic choices or even being codependent. And so what they really want you to be aware of on Friday is be careful, make good choices, okay? I want you to hear me loud and clear. Don't go chase some waterfalls, and I mean that. Like, this is, when these two show up, and I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but this has been a pretty heavy week, okay? And I love how the light's coming through to, like, really catch your attention, so you'll pay attention to this. This is not the time to go be crazy, all right? I want you to make good, healthy choices. Make good choices, all right? On Friday, your toxic beliefs, your toxic habits, your toxic patterns, one or two things is going to happen. Like I said, this is take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Either you're going to finally, like, own it, see it, claim it, name it, and get it out of here. You're finally, after having a whole week of big self-reflection, and maybe even taking a big loss, finally like, I see my codependent behaviors. I see my toxic habits. I see the way I'm getting in my own way. I see how I'm my own worst enemy. And you choose to shift. For some of you, this is going to be the wake-up call, though. On Friday, some of you are going to finally be realizing the path that that is really bright. I apologize if that's bothering anybody. I didn't realize that was going to happen. For some of you, the path that you're on isn't working. Whatever that is, whether it's career, relationships, love, money, friendships, health, wealth, success, whatever the path is not working for you. How you are the cause of that not working is going to be extremely clear. This is just a mirroring week. This is also telling me, for some of you, do not start anything new. Okay, this is a very specific message for one of you. I don't know who, one of you. On Friday, you may be thinking of trying something new, a new career, a new way of driving to work, a new grocery store, a new something. Don't. And I'm not talking like new shirt, new shoes. Well, maybe I am, okay? But for some of you, the reason is this is coming up is that new thing is going to bite you in the butt. So they're saying kind of like, don't go chasing new waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to, okay? I really, really like that message for Friday. Beautiful. And what a heavy week. It starts out good, though. It starts out great, and then it just takes a turn. But this is all for the best, because this is really making it clear to you how you can have a much more healthy, creative, successful 2023 than you did in 2022. This is just a week of understanding, owning it, naming it, claiming it, and releasing it so that we can shift into 2023 at the best and highest version of ourselves. Because look what we end the year on, New Year's Eve, 3 of Cups. Remember I said I was looking for her earlier, and there she was right in front of me, and I didn't even see her. How did I miss that? 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Coins here. The only one that's missing is the 3 of Wands. Which is interesting, given that this is New Year's Eve. You would think, well, not necessarily. That's more maybe a 2 of Wands. But anyway, 3 of Coins I'm sorry, 3 of Cups. For some of you, this is literally the third party energy. This could be a third party, like, really getting in the middle of something, okay? With that being New Year's Eve, this could be kind of explosive. I kind of want to see what is happening here. Overall, when the 3 of Cups is in reverse, it's not feeling very supported. It's not feeling like your immediate community, your family and friends, the people who love you the most, may be feeling like you're not being supported. It also may feel you may be not wanting to go out, okay? For some of you, it's been a long week. It started with Christmas. You had a heavy ass week. You might just want to stay home, okay? Let me just get some clarity here. Why is the 3 of Cups here for New Year's Eve 2022? Right, Judgment. For some of you, you are definitely feeling judgmental of the night and not wanting to go out. It's been too much. It's been a very heavy week. For some of you, you are feeling judged by others, not feeling loved and supported on this day. The other thing about Judgment is this is the crossroads, okay? And so you may actually be coming to a decision whether you want to continue to be in a relationship with others that you're with. And then, like I said, at least for one person, there is definitely the story that one of you is going to find out about a betrayal in your relationship this week. This is definitely going to happen, and I definitely get the energy that this is where this comes in. This is when you find out. This is when the truth shall be made known to you. I feel like this whole week, you know, and the shitty thing about that is, and I apologize for my words, I'm sorry, but the crappy thing about this whole thing is that this whole week has been pretty heavy, and you've been very self-reflective, and you've really been doing a lot of work on yourself and healing. But then, boom, right here at the very end of the week, Sagittarius, I see Pluto, transformation. The card is sex and death, okay? So it's the end of the relationship, the transformation of the relationship, because you finally see the truth. This is very much a third-party energy, a betrayal. Somebody is cheating on somebody, having an affair. And boy, does this come out loud and clear on New Year's Eve. I don't know if the person shows up. I don't know if you catch them in the act. I'm not sure. But I am so sorry for whoever that message is for. You deserve better. And the thing is that, you know, for some of you, and I say this sincerely, I know people who have been married who've gone through affairs who actually that was the best thing that happened in their marriage because they were finally able to be honest with each other. I mean, they literally had never been honest with each other damn day of their marriage, and now they could finally be honest because all the cards were on the table. So for some people, it was a blessing in disguise. And for you, if that is you, I hope so. But also, if that is not the case, and that's like, oh, okay, well, you got to go, I hope that that was a blessing in disguise as well. Okay? Either way, it's going to be a very heavy week. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves. We're going to go into the depths. We're going to feel the things. We're going to explore the things. And there's going to be a major transformation inside and out before this week is over. We are all going into 2023 brand new people, different than we were at the beginning of this week. All right? I love you all so much. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Yule, happy solstice, happy New Year to all of you. Come back and see me in 2023. This little channel of mine will be going on its 3rd year. We have been slow and steady, and I would love to see us really take off. I'm really trying to put a little bit more effort into this channel, so I hope that you will give me a little bit more effort and come on back. I love y'all so much. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'll see y'all in 2023.